In this video, we will work on this example. A store manager claims that average pay of its hourly employees is greater than $15 per hour. A random sample of 12 employees has an average age of 16.02 with a standard deviation of 2.63. Do you support the manager's claim at significance level alpha equals to 0.10? And we are assuming that the population data is normally distributed. For this example here, we will state hypothesis. We will decide if it's Z or T distribution. We will find the test statistic, p-value, and critical value and draw conclusion based on our finding. Here, the claim is that the average pay of its hourly employees is greater than 15 per hour. So that becomes our alternate hypothesis. Whereas the null hypothesis is mean equals to 15. Next, let's find out if it will be Z or a T distribution. For that, we can use this table here. In this problem, we see that population standard deviation sigma is not given, so we use T distribution. Next, let's find test statistic T using this formula. Let's figure out all the value we need for this formula. So basically here we need X bar, this, and sample size. So X bar is the sample mean, which is given to be 16.02. Mu is the hypothesized mean, which is given to be 15. S is the sample standard deviation, which is given as 2.63. And N is the sample size, which is 12. Now we put everything together in this formula. So we get 16.02 minus 15 over 2.63 over 12. So when we do this math, this whole thing comes out to be 1.343. So this is our test statistic. Now let's find p-value. Note that it is upper tailed test. Since we have greater than sign in alternate hypothesis, p-value is the probability that t is greater than 1.343. Let me label the graph here. So basically, we are interested in this area, and this point here is 1.343. To get the p-value with t distribution, we must use technology. So let's use TI-84 calculator to find this area here. Now let me pull up my calculator up on the screen, then punch in second distribution. Then we'll be using TCDF number 6. That's what we'll be using. Then hit enter. Since we need to find area above 1.343, our lower value will be 1.343 and upper value will be some large number, so we will take 10,000. And degrees of freedom is n minus 1, where our n is 12, so degrees of freedom is 12 minus 1, which is 11. So let's enter that, then come down here, then hit enter. So this is our p-value. Let me write that down. Therefore, our p-value is 0.1030. Now, let's find critical value. First, note that it is upper tailed test since we have greater than sign in our alternate hypothesis. So we will have critical value only at upper tail. So let's put it in the graph. Since alpha here is 0.10, so this is 0.10, and we are interested in finding this point here. So to find critical value, we can use different tools like calculator, Excel, and table. Here, I will show you how to do this by using TI calculator. For other methods, please see my other videos. Now, let me pull up my calculator up on the screen, then punch in second distribution. Then we'll be using inverse t, which is number 4, then hit enter. So here, calculator takes area to the left. So area to the left from this point is, if this area is 0.10, the area to the left from this point is 0.90, which is 1 minus 0.10. Then degrees of freedom is n minus 1. Our n here is 12, so 12 minus 1 is 11. Then hit enter and enter. This is our critical value. Let me write that down here, equals to 1.363. Now, using test statistics, let me draw the graph here. So this point here is 1.363 and our test statistic is 1.343. So let's say this point here is 1.343. Looking at this diagram here, we can see that test statistic t is inside the critical value. So since the test statistic t is inside the critical value, we do not reject the null hypothesis. Similarly, using p-value also, we can derive the same conclusion. Here, p-value is 0.1030, which is greater than alpha of 0.10, so we do not reject null hypothesis. Finally, we can say that this particular sample does not support the alternate hypothesis. That is, the sample does not provide enough evidence to support the manager's claim that the average pay is higher than $15. We can easily find test statistic and p-value using calculators. So for that, let me pull up my calculator up on the screen. Here we see the population standard deviation is unknown, so we use t-distribution. Hence, we will be using t-test in TI calculator. Now go to stat, then test. So here we'll be using t-test, which is number 2. So this one here, then hit enter. Since we are given summary statistics instead of data, we will select stats, then hit enter. Now let's enter the given information. So mu0 is the given mean in null hypothesis, which is 15. So let's enter that. And x bar is 16.02. So let's enter that. Given sample standard deviation is 2.63. So let's enter that. And given sample size n is 12. Let's enter that. Next to alternate hypothesis, we are given greater than sign, then come down to calculate, then hit enter. Now, if you look at your calculator's screen and compare the numbers that we got earlier, so this is what exactly we have for t and also for p-value. Thank you for watching. We hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe our channel. We will be bringing more and more videos on variety of topics.